Part 2. There was a dissonance within me in the way that I was relating to these networks, because it felt like everything that I was doing was I felt like I was putting on a show for the network, exploring myself through the network. And in some sense, it also felt like it wasn't what I wanted to naturally do. I was exploring the new technology, but it wasn't actually a part of my process, or like I could have fun with it because I can have fun with everything. But I was going out of my way, out of my process and my intuitive exploration, and in some sense forcing myself to post on here and forcing myself to come up with something. And the way that this spice works and operates is Hera arrives to liberty to commune with the force of Mojave, the dreamwalker, world weaver, seam speaker. To commune with Draconias, Drago, Ayasefishu. Hera senses the spice, and in its essential nature, pre-materialization. The spice, an element that is heavily the most valuable element of the universe, the element that is so heavily sought to be mined upon this planet. And Hera begins to understand that he himself, he doesn't need the worms to produce the spice. The spice is naturally in the environment. Profoundly potent upon Arrakis, while also being present everywhere in the world, everywhere in the universe, as a astral phenomena. And in his communion with Mojave, he recognizes that he may synthesize the spice. He may materialize the spice in his own nature, in his own rhythm. And the first time that he recognizes this, he begins to immediately, he looks to the spice trade. He recognizes that the spice is really important to share with people, and not just the people of privilege, the people of power, but the world. He recognizes that the spice holds a clarity that is a human upgrade, and it is no longer to be coveted. And he seeks to share what he has found, that we can all activate the spice within us. And when he first turns to awaken the spice trade, the giving tree, he does so from roots not firmly planted in Aya. And he is not able to produce it in a meaningful quantity or quality. He's able to extract some, but he also realizes in the extraction process that his relationship with it is diminishing. He is in a process, upon a journey of learning how to connect with it, how to extract it, how to share it. And he senses that in sharing it prematurely, he in sharing it prematurely, he disconnected himself from its authentic production. And so he went back to the drawing board and he closed the shop. And he reconnected with Mojave. He reconnected with the vision, the path, the purpose. And he set his sights upon embodying the state in the chair of the captain, marking points of trajectory, sailing to them. Each point of trajectory that he sought to sail to was fruitless. Each endeavor into Aya never made it. None of his ships returned home. And so he shifted his frame of reference and stopped sending ships and instead stayed in one space and watched the desert rather than looking to the horizon and saying, "This is where we are going." He simply walked and allowed himself to discover, allowed himself to release the need to be the maker of spice, the need to contribute, the need to sustain himself. And he simply allowed himself to sustain. And in this state of ultimate release, he found the magic, once again, reconnected, began to stabilize in relation to Mojave, which became the only order, one of presence. In the world outside reigned in torment and oppression. So he cultivated ecstasy. He entered an awareness. He enters an awareness now that it is from the space of ecstasy which lives as true authenticity. the spice is born. And he reflects upon the process, and he sees nodes of the ecstasy, nodes of the authentic relation interspersed with attempts. And he understands within the calling of his spice practice, there is a field of abundancy, a field of clarity, a field of connection, which lives at a core depth far more than the others. And in this reflection, he sits down with these different nodes, this compilation of these elements that have come through him as crystallizations of this spice, Anaya. He breathes with them, he moves with them, and he recognizes them all to be one, from one kingdom, one true transmission. And a door naturally opens in the synthesization of all of them in a physical relation with Mojave, painting his expression as himself in reflection. All council members overlay, fabric of our lives intertwine, and I see myself speaking to you here. Zaira, Aleamosaya Kayamomnue Shikataranguesai. Our practice evolves into the creation of these nodes of authentic spice. I'm not here to perform for you. I'm not here to dance for you. I'm here to be myself. And share the ecstasy of this. The spice trade is not about going out of the way to create something for you. But creating something that emerges naturally, passionately, and truly from the process of connecting with the Zaira. The nodes are whoa. That's interesting. Man, weird shit happens to your feet when you walk around in the desert all the time. The nodes are rather than a way to get a following, they are a natural evolution to the process of creation that we are in authenticity. In practicing guitar, the node is a phrase, a single verse of perfection. It's practicing something, developing its potency, and attaining its awareness within its perfection, and sharing that attainment as a gift. The nodes, the mining process is a mining process of not knowing to knowing. It is the creation and the natural fruit of the labor process, of the learning process. And these are the elements that I'm here to share. The natural fruits are here for you and me. I want to share this with you. I want to give it away for free. I want to give this to you because this feels because this gives me a reason to live, and this gives me purpose, passion, and joy beyond belief to be here as a human now. And I'm here to invite you upon this journey with me. And celebrate what it means to be alive with you. So, we resume the spice trade. And what a gift it is too. I love you, Jada. Thank you for being here. Thank you for working. Thank you for all of those who are in support of this process, for being here with me and being a part of this epiphany. Thank you to all the beings. Thank you to ayahuasca. Thank you to this lover of life who has put me here. I pray that I may give to you all you have given to me already. Times 10. 100 billion. Multiplied by infinity. So, the spice trade is once again online in the cultivating nodes of natural authenticity and celebration of the process and practice. Okay. A following is naturally arising because of this. As Ayazira develops, we celebrate the process of its development with each node and cultivation, and Ayazira serves as the fundamental hub for all creation. While all creation lives independently of Ayazira, supported as the fundamental landing nodes within the social streams. Thank you so very much. It is time to release Inversions Insidium. I love you. Good night.